Start out by preheating your oven to 375 and then preparing your jelly roll pan. First, we'll grease it liberally with Crisco. You want to make sure to get the bottom and the sides because we want to be able to remove our cake easily from this pan so we can roll it into the log shape. We're going to use wax paper again to act as insurance to be sure the cake comes out in one piece. So fit that to your pan, press down and so it adheres to the Crisco. And then we're going to put more Crisco on top. I'm trimming it down here because it was a little long. So more Crisco and then a little bit of flour. Preparing the batter. We're setting ourselves up with the 3-bowl method here to separate 3 eggs. We need to whip the whites into stiff peaks and save the yolks to be added to the batter at a later point. I'll crack the egg into the first bowl right into the egg separator. That will catch the yolk. If the tiniest bit of yolk breaks into the white, we have to discard that egg, wash the egg separator, and get a new bowl. The smallest drop of egg yolk will prevent our whites from whipping to the stiff peak stage, so take care in this step. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to save the yolks to add at a later point, so I'm going to put those into the second bowl, and then the third bowl is our mixer, so we'll put the whites in there. We use the 3-bowl method so that we are separating the eggs one at a time because say you're on your 3rd egg and you get a drop of yolk in there, that ruins all 3 eggs. So this lets us work efficiently and saves us from losing a lot of eggs. We're going to use the whisk attachment to incorporate some air into these egg whites, so you'll see the level of the egg whites grow as we whip. Be careful at this point because the recipe says to mix this on 10 for 5 minutes. I would say yes, take it all the way to 10, but closer to 3 minutes. All the way to 10. At this point, the eggs are at soft peaks, and I've measured out 1 cup of sugar off to the side that I'll add at the end. I don't want to add it all at once though, so I want to add it gradually so I don't knock out all that air that we've whipped in, and I'm assembling some of our other spices that we'll add for flavoring. So that soft peak, see how it bends over a little bit, but it's getting very close to the stiff stage, so I'll whisk it just a little bit more. Looking for stiff peaks. We want it to look like the curly Q at the top of the Dairy Queen ice cream logo, and that looks great. Also, a good sign is that they're no longer see-through. So I'm going to stream this in on the side. I don't want to knock out all that air that we've just incorporated. Okay, so now we're actually done with the mixer. Measure my dry ingredients in another bowl. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of ginger, ½ teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 3/4 cup of just regular all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and now I'll start measuring out my pumpkin. This is just plain pureed pumpkin. You can find it in the baking aisle. It is not pumpkin pie mix. So 2/3 cup here, and I'm just setting that on top because I'm going to fold it into, this should be interesting. So I'm going to fold this in. So to fold, you're going to cut down through the center, scrape the bottom, flip it this way, and then flop the whole thing over, turn the bowl a quarter turn. And this is just a gentle way to kind of mix things and combine them. Like I said, we are taking care because we don't want to knock all that air out that I just whipped in. And it's okay that it's not perfectly combined at this point because we have to fold all of this stuff in. Folding in a teaspoon of lemon juice, and then the beaten egg yolks from earlier, and then finally the dry ingredients. So I do this in batches. Stock infos. Coming through, we're going to carefully flip this onto the pan or onto the towel, right into the area where I had put the powdered sugar. So this is cool to touch. If it was still hot, it would actually like kind of glue itself to the powdered sugar. It would melt the powdered sugar and then glue itself to the towel. So then I'm going to carefully work to remove the wax paper. You don't want to try to rip it in one big thing like a Band-Aid, or because you'll probably rip your cake. I've had a couple students try to go quick and then they rip the cake. So just be careful and kind of take your time removing it. All right, it doesn't have to be super thick, but it should cover the whole thing. And then we're gonna roll. So you guys, I'm gonna roll this way just because that way I get more slices and it's easier to cut up. If you guys want though, you can roll this way, like from this end to this end, and then you have like bigger slices with more revolutions so it looks cooler. Either way is correct. You can do whatever you guys want. So I'm just gonna kind of fold the towel over and then gently roll this into the log shape. And then it kind of rests nicely, like this is that flat end